if you ever doubt that when governments are involved in trying to reshape and bend the rest of the world to their will, that it's never going to work. Nothing ever changes. Nothing, I mean, nothing will ever improve, no matter how much they take from you, no matter how much they promise you, no matter how much meddling they do on your behalf. They cannot deliver. They will not deliver. They will not deliver. If you ever doubt this, just look at Israel, man. Just look at Bibi Netanyahu. I mean, it's crazy to watch, but we have an entire generation of people who've bought into this garbage that Israel is some kind of apartheid state, right? And that Benjamin Netanyahu is some sort of evil, right-wing, bloodthirsty strongman. But that's just not the case. You know, the guy has been warning us for 40 years about everything, and he's been working for actual peace for 40 freaking years.
Let me quote you what the PLO Information Office said in a Dutch paper in 1977, in May 5th.
77?
May 5th, 1977, yes. The statement was very simple. Our objective remains the destruction of the Zionist state of Israel. So let's keep in mind that what we're talking about here is not the attempt to build a state, but to destroy one.
Do the Palestinians have a right to a separate state?
Now, no one is denying that there are Palestinian Arabs. There's a very distinguished Palestinian Arab sitting right next to me. But the Palestinians themselves, in the Palestinian National Covenant, the very first article, say that the people of Palestine, quote, are part of the Arab nation. Well, let's look at the Arab nation. It has 21 states, an area roughly the size of the United States, and 1/6 of the entire world's wealth. Now, add to that the fact that there already exists a Palestinian state, and that is Jordan, 60% of whose population is Palestinian. I think it's quite interesting that Yasser Arafat and King Hussein, who are bitter enemies, agree on one thing, that Jordan is a Palestinian state. So what we're talking about is a demand for a 22nd Arab state and a second Palestinian state.
What should be done with the Palestinians on the West Bank? There's a problem, so what should be done, in your opinion?
Well, I think that the Palestinians in the West Bank are going to be offered the full human rights, the full civil rights, as no Arabs are offered in the Middle East. No Arabs whatsoever have any full human rights or the right to vote for their own government. Those Arabs who lived in Israel in the pre-67 boundaries are the only Arabs in the Middle East who offer that right, and I'm all in favor of having the same Arabs living in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip being offered such a right in the final peace agreement.
Can we have peace in the Middle East?
Very briefly, please.
Yes, I sincerely hope so. Look, I'm 28 years old. I've had to defend my country in 2 wars and in many battles. Nobody wants peace more than Israel. But the stumbling block to the road for peace is this demand for a PLO state, which will mean more war, which will mean more violence in the Middle East. And I sincerely believe, if this demand is abandoned, we can have real and genuine peace.
And still, man, 40 years later, 40 years after a 28-year-old Netanyahu who had literally just buried his brother who was killed rescuing hostages from another terrorist attack, same old story. Here he is talking about peace, talking about voting rights, talking about equality, which everyone in Israel has, whether they're Christian or Muslim or Jew. It does not matter in Israel. Gay, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's literally the only place in all of the Middle East that these ideals exist, that these rights exist. And still, 40 years later, they fight to preserve it. They have to fight to preserve it, while the West just continues to pretend to want to help while just doing nothing but working to destroy it. I mean, they're constantly meddling, constantly at odds. I mean, it's amazing. And honestly, it's not just amazing. It's depressing to watch, man. That was then, right? And we now live in a time where a Jewish Senate majority leader has become so intellectually and morally corrupt that he openly calls for this man's removal on the floor of the United States Senate. I mean, put that in perspective. Evil Vladimir Putin, king of the Russian election interference boogeyman, wouldn't even do that. He would not even do such a thing, right? But we do, and we support it, and we just sit silent as it happens, and it's insane. When you look at these things, it's hard not to feel that we might be completely effed. But that's just my take, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't already, guys, be a part of our growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.